morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? Hey, you gotta be kidding.
Hey guys, we just saw the new Top Gun Maverick.
That's right, everybody. Is this second trip to the danger zone worth checking out? Stick around because we're about to find out.
All right, Billy, Top Gun. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Well, we got, look, of course, we got Tom Cruise back as Maverick.
Got old Mav back.
Got some Ed Harris action in this one.
I love some Ed Harris.
He wasn't in it very long, but it was entertaining when he was.
Good seeing him.
And John Hamm, I tell you what, man, he did fantastic in this movie. Loved his character
too.
in this. I mean, he played a good asshole in this movie, I thought, you know. And we had,
he's right about a lot of things.
Oh, he was. We had Jennifer Connelly. She's looking good in this, man. I tell you what, she's like, you know, she just gets better with age, man, I think.
Yeah.
You know, she's looking really good in this movie. We got, who else do we have?
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Yeah, Miles Teller. I mean, he did all right. Yeah, I mean, they definitely did a good job making him look like Goose, I thought. You know, I thought he looked a lot like him, so that was pretty damn good, I thought.
I think that's one of the strong points is the cast. The cast
absolutely.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Don't have any complaints there. Bill Pullman's kid is in this.
Bill Pullman's, and then, of course, we got Val Kilmer back as Iceman.
Yeah. Got some ice.
Yes, we do. So, yeah.
That's good seeing him.
Oh, dude.
I'm glad they incorporated him. I'm glad
they were able to fit him in, especially the way they did it, right? So I thought it was cool the way they incorporated him in this, a little morbid, maybe, you know, especially from his perspective, I would think. But it was cool. It was definitely cool seeing Iceman in here, man. Well, and it was cool just, you know, to get a good understanding that, you know, throughout the years, you know, they buried the hatchet and they were like damn near best friends, right? So I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, he goes and sticks his neck out on the line for Mav.
Several times, yeah. When he really wouldn't be able to in reality. Yeah.
I mean, Maverick, he lives up to his name. He's reckless, you know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Always going rogue.
The dude breaks.
Disobeying orders all the time.
Yeah, the dude breaks, I don't know how many freaking, you know, laws in the military in this movie.
Yeah,
you know?
There's no way this guy would ever be allowed to keep his wings with the stuff he does. Even in the first movie.
In the first 10 minutes of this movie, his ass had been thrown in jail. Yeah. And locked up for probably the rest of his life. Number 1, for disobeying order. Number 2, for destroying an experimental aircraft worth billions and billions of dollars. Right? I mean,
so what do you think about that? I think they called it Dark Star,
Dark Star
Works type of
so you know the SR,
scene.
you know, so I mean, you know, you tell it's kind of based off the SR-71, right, the Blackbird, which I think topped out at like Mach 3, right, and they're trying to get this thing to go to Mach 6. And if you look at the the SR-72 that's in the works, they're saying, or they want this thing to go Mach 10, right?
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Mach 10,
right. And if you look at the SR-72, which is you know potentially in the works right now, they're saying that one's they're shooting for Mach 6 on that one. So you're talking Mach 10, which is freaking insane. I mean, that is ridiculously fast. And, you know, and the fact that that he just jumped in that thing and went, man, I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, he wrecks the thing.
Right, and he blows it up.
And normally when they're doing these experimental aircraft, there isn't many of them.
No, and number one, it's
just gonna be like 1 of 3, maybe.
Right, and it sure as hell ain't gonna be a Navy program. I'm saying that.
Yeah, most likely not.
This thing is not gonna be a Navy program. And and the fact that, like I said, the fact that he destroys this thing, because he was reckless in it, he's going to jail. There's no do not pass go. I mean,
especially
you're going to jail,
in the manner in which he did it, he went above like the requirement even, and kind of disobeyed an order to conduct the test anyway.
As he always does.
I mean, he could get away maybe a little bit with that because he's supposed to do a test, but he went outside the limits and the bounds of what the test was supposed to be.
Exactly, and he destroyed a multi-billion-dollar experimental aircraft, and you're going to jail. There ain't. I don't give a shit. And it's funny because Iceman pulls him out of it. Evidently, Iceman's been getting Mav out of trouble for the past 30 years. They said, anytime Mav gets in trouble, because Iceman's now the Pac Fleet commander. So he's a 4-star admiral. I don't care who you are. Ain't no 4-star admiral getting out of trouble with that, right? You got governors and senators and all these people
There's so much
who
money
put money into this freaking program. No, there ain't no admiral getting you freaking out of that. So, yeah, that was just super unrealistic.
Did you think that was kind of odd for a Top Gun movie to have that scene in it?
Yeah, kind of. But, it's funny. I got to tell you, man, watching this movie, it wasn't like the first one in the respects that this is like Top Gun meets Iron Eagle, meets some other, So
it's kind of strange that the movie's called Top Gun, but it's not about Top Gun either, right? They're not at the Top Gun school.
No, they're
not. Learning anything. They're kind of like brought together in like this op.
Right. Yeah, to take out some nuclear facility that this unnamed.
And it's even kind of odd the training they're doing in this because they're doing a lot of dogfighting, even though the mission doesn't specifically really call for dogfighting. So they spend a lot of time. They only got, I think, 3 weeks to train for this, and they're doing a lot of dogfighting when it's like you should probably be doing bombing runs instead.
Especially when at the very beginning, Maverick makes it very clear, look, we're in F-18s, 4th generation aircraft. These guys have 5th generation aircraft. If we get in a dogfight with them, you're dead. You're not getting out of it. So our whole plan here is to go under the freaking radar, get up there, blow the facility up, and then get the hell out before they can freaking run their damn MiGs after us and kill us. But then, like I said, the whole training was dogfighting. Yeah. So I was like, except like the very end, like last week, they're like, okay, now we can train on blowing this thing up, you know. But but there was so much dogfighting training. I mean, so you're right.
I mean, it's a Top Gun movie, so you expect dogfighting, but then they bring the scenario in early on where you're like, you probably shouldn't be doing this type of training. And in fact, the pilots seem underprepared for what they're even called to do to begin with.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like they can't even meet the time requirements.
No, none of them could.
So,
but then all of a sudden at the end of the movie,
the one guy that might be able to meet it isn't even part of the team.
Fellas, this here's Bagman.
Hangman.
Whatever.
You don't even choose
another odd thing.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that they can never meet the time requirement, then all of a sudden at the end of the movie they can, and and at the end of the movie, like freaking what's his name, Miles Teller pulls his shit together. Not only does he meet it, but he exceeds it. He just starts hauling ass to catch up with Maverick, and I'm like, what?
That's one of my negatives. Is the end to the movie, the operation they do is so unrealistic. There's no growlers a part of this. They're not trying to jam any of these SAM sites. They could have sent cruise missiles. They showed them sending Tomahawks to the airfield. Why not hit the SAM sites? Exactly. You don't got to worry about it. You can jam those things. The other thing that's kind of weird is like these rockets fire upon them. They're using flares. And flares are only good against infrared missiles. You should be using chaff or whatever, because that prevents radar. But I guess these missiles are infrared because you want to see cool looking flares.
Exactly. Pop the flares, man.
Gotta see flares in a movie. It's cool.
But no, they totally would have taken out the SAM system. That'd have been the first thing they'd been doing.
It's just very unrealistic, and we're two former Marines. I was on the ground side, but
I was an aircraft mechanic.
I've been with pilots, so I know they wouldn't conduct an operation like this.
I worked on F-18s, right? I didn't work on the Super Hornets. I was a Navy. The Marine Corps didn't have Super Hornets, but I worked on the Charlies and Deltas, Super Hornets, Echoes and Foxtrots. And so watching this movie, I mean, just like the first one, right? There's so much cheese in this movie that would never happen, just kind of like in the first one. But it was a fun movie, you know. I mean, it was fun for what they did. But yeah, they totally would have taken out the SAM systems. Those things would have been gone. You know, you're not gonna be like, oh, let's just fly under the freaking radar and hope we don't get detected. No, you just blow those damn things up and be done with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember the reason why they weren't using F-22s or F-35s.
Yeah, I don't remember the reason either.
But I mean, clearly, especially if you're going to be going against fifth generation, and no one really has fifth generation aircraft besides maybe Russia or China.
Exactly.
And that's a big maybe because there's a lot we don't know about those aircrafts, and they always overhype the capabilities compared to reality. So likely they're not that great.
And they steal all their technology from us anyway.
So they'd probably be using like F-22s or something like this. But that's Air Force. This is a Navy movie.
Exactly.
No Marines in this movie, like besides the Honor Guard, which is kind of surprising because there's generally Marine pilots at Top Gun. Yes, there are.
Exactly. And that kind of, I was like, man, where the hell are the Marines at in this?
Yeah, it's a Navy thing. That's right. This is a Navy promotion, so.
So a lot of cheese. I mean, they had one of these freaking Su-52s doing like cartwheels through the air and crap, all this crazy stuff going on, and I was like, what the hell is that? But it is funny though, because even like Maverick and freaking Goose are like, what the hell just happened? You know, so it's like, at least they admitted that. That's pretty damn. Yeah, it can't happen. You know, so.
But I will say, this movie starts off super strong. They play that familiar music. You hear those bells going on. You're like, yes!
Ready for the ride,
Top
baby.
Gun!
Ready for the ride. I was ready,
man. They didn't give me any shirtless volleyball. They give me shirtless football, maybe?
Yeah, defense football, right? What do you call it? All offense or something? I don't remember what they called it.
It's like there's two footballs, and both sides are trying to play offense and defense. It's weird.
At the same time, yeah.
It's weird.
For teamwork. You know, teach teamwork.
But it gets a bunch of people with their shirts off. So
exactly, yeah.
Get that in.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, man, you know, and even like the stuff when when Maverick's teaching them and he freaking flies right between two aircraft, again, you're going to jail. Right, there ain't no slap on the hand for that.
If you stalled one of those aircraft and that had a mishap,
exactly. Yeah, you're going to jail.
Trouble.
Yeah, you're losing your wings. You're going to jail. There's no Maverick. What the hell are you doing? You can't do that anymore. Oh shit, right to that.
What I also find comical, and they did this in the first movie. They establish a hard deck. The hard deck represents the ground when they say that.
Exactly.
So if you go below the hard deck, it's like you crash into the ground. So if a pilot is trying to evade you in a dogfight and they go below the hard deck for training purposes, you'd probably like say back, this person ran aground and crashed. Yeah. So I win.
Yeah, exactly.
But they always do it. They go below the hard deck, and then they have to speak to the superior officer why they went below the hard deck.
Yep.
And then you'd get your ass in trouble because they're looking at it like you ran into the ground. If you do that in real life, that's a problem.
Not only are you dead, but you just wasted a $45 million aircraft.
Yeah, exactly.
So we ain't having that. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, for this one, they kind of have a good excuse why they go below the hard deck, even though that wasn't why they were doing it. No. But
because at this point, the whole training they were doing was if they get detected. So at that point, you're going to be up in the freaking air anyway. You ain't going to be.
But they need to go to like. I forgot what they said, like 100 feet or 200 feet.
It was 100 feet.
Evade the radar.
100 feet, right, exactly. Yeah, it was super unrealistic, right? But again, makes for good movie. Makes for excitement.
I love the tone of this movie. The music's good. The characters
got some great balls of fire back in it again.
Yep. Yeah. It hits on a lot of those, like, member berries, you know?
Yeah, member berries.
They hit on a lot of them.
The member berries. The nostalgia. We got the nostalgia from it. But a lot of cheese, man. A lot of cheese in this movie. And again, first one, no different. I mean, actually, there was a lot more cheese in this one than there was in the first one. But
different times.
Yeah, exactly. But made for a good flick.
But what do you think about this new crop of pilots?
Bunch of pansies, man.
What? I mean,
no, I thought they were all right, man.
I actually liked most of them. Hangman is kind of like the new Iceman.
Exactly, yeah. And then Teller's kind of like the new Maverick kind of character, I guess, to an extent. Because
I wouldn't say he's Maverick. But
as far as the animosity between him and Hangman is what I'm saying. Yeah, they get that kind of animosity that Maverick and Iceman had together. So, and then in the end, they pat each other on the back and they're all hugging it out and stuff. Just like Maverick and Iceman. So
I thought Phoenix was a good addition to this.
Yeah, Phoenix is cool. I liked her.
And then Bob was a great addition.
Bob was good, man. I like some Bob.
And that's like Bill Pullman's kid.
Bill Pullman's kid. He played the Wizzo, the weapon systems operator, who's the backseater, in the Foxtrot. So the Echoes are single seaters, Foxtrots are double seaters, and the double seaters got the Wizzo, the weapon systems operator, and that's who Bill Pullman played in this.
And he's kind of like the nerd of the group. Like they're like, he speaks up and they're like, "Holy crap, how long you been here?" And he's like, "I was here the whole time."
I was quiet. And
he's awkward. And they never really say how he got the call sign Bob, but they make fun of it with Baby on Board and stuff like that.
Hangman does, yeah. Or Bagman.
And that's what bothered me about the original, too, is like, knowing the pilots I know, they never have cool call signs like Maverick, Iceman, or anything like that, because it's normally they have like an embarrassing story that earns them that call sign.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they're never as cool as Top Gun.
No, dude. None of my pilots, when I was in freaking Air Wing, working on F-18s, had a cool name like Maverick or Iceman and that crap. I don't know where the hell that shit comes from. Because like I said, normally it's like something they did, that they could say, that was pretty funny. Your new name's this, So like, TB is one that I knew, and I ain't telling you what that means, because, but you ain't getting no cool call sign like Maverick though. That's for damn sure,
No, and like even on the ground side, when we got call signs when I was part of a unit, you normally that you had to fill out this like sheet when you first come on board, and then you have to like tell an embarrassing story, and then they try and like pick that apart. Like we even had one chick that was named what was her name? Happy Ending.
Or we had on the intel side we had an Indian intelligence officer, Indian from India type Indian. And so her call sign was FOD, feather or dots. So yeah, I mean you ain't getting no cool call signs, but well, the other thing, too, with what I will say about Hangman, he was actually kind of like a mix of Maverick and Iceman, right? Yeah. Because Maverick was the one that was, Iceman's always like, man, you're dangerous, Mav. You're getting people, you get somebody killed. And in this one, Hangman was that, but he had the Iceman attitude, right? So they kind of made Hangman like Maverick / Iceman kind of a mix there, I thought. So that was kind of weird how they did that with that character, but it was cool, though. I liked the character.
What did you think about the romance stuff?
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, General Connelly, beautiful woman. I like her.
I felt like it was crowbarred in. Like I just didn't see the chemistry like the original for this one.
No, that chemistry definitely wasn't there. But at the same time, I appreciated how they aged it as well, right? They're both in their like 40s, that's 50s, true. And she's got a kid, so you got to watch out for the kid. And I like kind of how they showed that she was kind of watching out for her daughter and all that through it, with the relationship and everything. So. Yeah, so they made it more realistic in this one, right? Yeah. Compared to just the kind of crazy freaking movie romance that the first one was. So I did appreciate that it was a more realistic relationship in this one. So I actually enjoyed how how they did it in this one because it was more realistic. But
I thought the chemistry was a little off, but I thought the story itself around it was fine. Yeah. Old Maverick's still driving around without his helmet on in this one, so.
Oh, yeah.
And he's even bringing Jennifer Connelly's character on the motorcycle without a helmet. What are you doing, Maverick?
Like, you're putting her at risk too now? What the hell's wrong with you, man? Next thing you know, her kid's going to be on the back with no helmet.
Like Tom Cruise, like, I can't cover this beautiful face with the helmet. I'm sorry. So, and then Tom Cruise, of course, brings his personal, I think, P-51 Mustang in this. Like, no 06 probably going to afford that. That's probably why he can't afford to pay his bill at the bar. Or something like,
why he gets thrown overboard.
And that's why he's driving his old motorcycle. All his money's going to this P-51.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and that was funny how they, the way they did it.
It was kind of cool to see a nice little Easter egg, but that's an expensive plane. I mean, he's an actor, so of course he can afford it. But
no, it's an expensive plane, but it was cool. But I thought the bar was cool, right? I enjoyed the bar. And and kind of the way they did business there, the way Jennifer Connelly ran the bar, and how they threw Mav out because he couldn't afford a tab, So it was cool, man. I enjoyed that part of it, and it was like you said, the movie started off strong, man. It started off really strong, And I enjoyed the Great Balls of Fire when freaking Miles Teller started singing it, and then of course Mav's sitting out there with a look on his face, like you could tell he was just kind of hurt by it, just because it's bringing back the memories of Goose and everything, and it was good, man.
What do you think about the relationship between Maverick, Goose, and apparently his mom's dead too?
Yeah, so now his mom died now.
He's an unfortunate life.
Right. So, and the thing is, too, it kind of leads you to believe, I guess, Mav was kind of like a father figure to him up until a certain point, but then,
until he pissed him off at the Naval Academy.
Yeah, because he pulled his papers to the Naval Academy because he promised Meg Ryan he would, right? Okay, fine, I'll pull his papers. But he can't tell the kid, hey, your dead mom didn't want you going, so I pulled your papers. So he's taking all the flack for it.
He said, you set me back 4 years. Well, did he really? You could go to any other college, join, and still be a pilot. You're not going to be a pilot for those 4 years you're at the Naval Academy.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I get that time could count toward your service or something.
Join ROTC,
but it didn't seem to hold him back too much.
Yeah, no, because he's still there. He is. He's still freaking.
Now,
and he's still.
He should be pissed that he might have college bills to pay for instead of getting a free ride. That's something to be pissed at.
Right. Oh man. But yeah, no. So that storyline was I guess they had to throw some kind of animosity in there for whatever reason, and that was the best they could come up with. But yeah, I thought that was a little weak.
So what do you rate this thing overall?
I enjoyed it, man. I did. Even with all the cheese, even with all the crap Mav pulled, just like in the first one where his ass would have been in jail 100 times over in this movie. I'm giving it
It's a movie at the end of the day.
I mean, it kept me excited the whole time, right? There was never a dull moment in this movie, right? There was no dull part of it. I'm giving it a 9, man. It was one of the better movies I've seen this year for sure. And I enjoyed it, man. I definitely recommend it. Now, I wish I'd have seen it in IMAX. I didn't, and I was kind of just, as I was walking out of theaters, damn, I really wish I'd have watched that in IMAX.
It's beautifully filmed because you can tell they're definitely in the back seats of the F-18s.
Yeah, beautiful movie. And even even the scenery when they're going to the foreign country, right? And they're flying, low through the freaking valley there and all that. It's a gorgeous movie. Gorgeous movie, and totally wish I'd have seen it on IMAX. So I would totally recommend doing IMAX when you watch this movie. Don't do regular.
Yeah, when I left this theater, I was probably thinking it was a 9 just because it brought so many memories back to my childhood and that original Top Gun. But the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, well, this is kind of messed up. This is kind of messed up. I don't know. So I'm going to give it an 8. I really enjoyed the movie, but it's that final scene just brought it down a notch for me because it was just so unrealistic.
Because you had the behind enemy lines kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I was like, whoa, geez, are we transitioning to behind enemy lines? And they don't get into that too much, but
as I said, it was like Top Gun meets Iron Eagle meets behind enemy lines. I was like, there was a little flavor of all of it in there, and I was like, what the heck's going on here, man? But like I said, I still enjoyed it. I'm not letting that take it away from me from my 9. So.
No, and it's a movie, so you expect things to be unrealistic, but there was just too much for me for that. And none of the stuff they were doing made sense. They didn't seem ready to do that operation. No. And they obviously don't identify the country, but what country is this? Because they have 5th generation fighters, so that
right. China or Russia. That's
obviously they don't want to name a country to piss anyone off, but no country really fits this mold, which is fine. But it just, you would use growlers, you would use cruise missiles and all kinds of other stuff in this kind of operation.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to take out those freaking SAMs, period.
And those SAMs, you wouldn't, flares would do nothing against them. So,
yeah, no.
So that stuff bothered me. And I bet if you're a pilot, that probably grinds on you a little bit. But at the same time, this is a really fun and enjoyable movie. You're right.
Absolutely.
If you just kick back and the way they film this is just amazing. You've probably never seen anything like it. I mean, especially the support they got from the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's good.
No, beautiful movie, man. Well done. A lot of cheese, but, you expect that. I mean, awesome flick, and like I said, definitely watch this movie in IMAX. Don't see it on the regular screen like I did. I might have to go back and see it on IMAX again just for the hell of it because I enjoyed it that much. So, did you watch it on IMAX?
I did not. Yeah,
no, definitely IMAX it. But hey, guys, well, there you go. That is Top Gun Maverick. it definitely lives up to the hype. Freaking excellent movie. So go check it out, and we'll see you next time on the Danger Zone. Here in the Geedon Danger Zone. Later, guys.
See you guys. Where Phoenix was going through like the emergency procedures, and she's turning off the engine one, and then firing it back up and doing that. I thought that was really cool. And she was like super quick with that.
And they're trained to be super quick. About
through the NATOPS in the trash, that would explain all that. You don't need this anymore. Just fly by the seat of your pants, okay?
Y'all recognize this? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've all read it 100 times.
Apparently, Phoenix like pulled that shit out of the trash. I was like, I better read this.
Oh man, but yeah,
like, there's some actually important shit in here, Maverick. What are you doing?
Can you imagine how morbid that's got to be for Val Kilmer? Because I mean, the dude's actually dying of throat cancer, and his character Iceman dies of throat cancer in the movie. Oh, and kudos to him too for actually talking a little bit, because I mean, you got to that point where it was very, you could tell it's an emotional moment. So he actually just force it through, talk through his voice, even though in reality he's got, he talks through the.
Yeah, it's sad what's happened to him.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you see him in the original Top Gun, like, damn, that dude is
Iceman.
He's a specimen.
That's right.
So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is like these guys are running around their khakis all the time in this movie. I'm like, pilots don't wear khakis. That's like a crucifix to them. They're vampires. Like, khakis, no.
Right, exactly. No, they are always in their flights.
Yeah. Right. You should have made Phoenix a Marine.
There you go. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix should have been Marine.
The Navy's probably like, no
Marines in this.
This is a Navy promotion opportunity, not a Marine.
That's right.
Oh, in the beginning of the movie, it starts off only like 1% go to Top Gun. I'm like, 1% go to Top Gun? Don't even make sense. Top Gun is not a competition school.
Right.
It's not like the Navy goes, we got to see who the best pilot is. We'll send them to Top Gun. Only 1%.
Yeah.
It's like training school.
Yeah, exactly.
You go there to learn. You don't go there to like do a competition. That fifth generation fighter had no idea Hangman was there. What the hell what was he not paying attention to his radar at all?
No, exactly. He must have been so focused on Mavs that.
And that's the thing. They should have sent an F-35 in that case. Like, it makes no sense to do that. This country just happens to have sea-based F-14s.
Yeah.
Probably don't have any carriers. But I mean, not that it mattered because he didn't like land with the tail hook or anything anyway. He just
no, he cut the net.
Fucking practically crashed.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you are a warrior. Everyone's like, high five, we did it, guys! You're still off the coast or something.
Where's the cruise missiles coming at you now? Where's them Russian cruise missiles?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you probably need like planes at the ready, and they're like, nah, shut it down. We did it, boys. High five.
Freaking coastal defense cruise missiles flying at you when you're freaking right off the coast. Yeah, no kidding.
I thought they'd send like a rescue. I was expecting like Marines or SEAls to come in and get Mav, and Mav's like, I got this shit. I'll fly out of my home.
Yeah, they're like, well, let's send out the SAR, and then everyone's like, no, no SAR.
Like, no SAR for this operation. Damn. Who planned this thing? Yeah, they probably could have sent like a B-2 in, completely stealth, dropped it from a high distance. They're like, I don't even have to worry about this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, where the hell's the stealth bombers at?
B-2's like, I don't even need to be precise. I'm dropping like 100 of these things.
Exactly, done.
This thing is going to be done.
It's going to take out not only the facility, it's going to take out all the damn SAM systems and everything all at once. Boom, done. Yeah,
no thanks.
Yeah,
just like Beggar's Canyon, man.
That's right.
She's got Luke to do this thing, man.
Shooting womp rats, man.
Yeah. That thing could have been any bigger than a womp rat. They still have their helmets on, though, like, say, Maverick and Goose. And, like, I don't remember seeing them running around in the woods with their helmets. And they just magically appeared when they were in the F-14s again. They're like, I got my helmet! Tom Cruise is running at him like, I mean, maybe he had it, like, clipped on or something, but why would he? You crash and, like, gotta get my helmet, man. We need this thing at some point.
Because he ain't wearing one on his motorcycle.
He's like, I'll get it on the plane somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't need it on the motorcycle. Why would I need it run through the woods? Cool helmet. I love how he's missing like a letter there, like you're playing Hangman.
Because if it was like the A missing, he could have been like a tongue man.
Yeah. Those flares are really effective. They like blow up a missile instantly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how, but it's incredible.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll, and when in doubt, do a barrel roll, and that solves everything in this movie. What'd you think when like Maverick goes inverted to Goose and like they're just twirling around each other in the training?
That was crazy, dude. Number one, They'd be going to jail for that. So
first off, they would have probably like ran into each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you would have to be in like perfect sync. The Blue Angels would probably look at that and go, "We ain't doing that shit."
Oh yeah.
Blue Angels would be like, "No way, we're getting that close to each other, twirling around each other, when all our wings have to do is touch and get out of sync, and we're done."
And we're toast. Yeah. Especially when you're heading down.
And they're in a fighter situation doing that. Like you have no idea what the other person's gonna do.